So this is Plan B. We're at about 8,000 feet on the Coconino National Forest. It's 74 degrees and it's a madhouse. We'll see how this goes. Now, this is what I kind of mean about madhouse. Everybody and their naked uncles up here. Try to avoid these places during holidays. But it was unavoidable. I suppose it was avoidable, but well, anyway, I lost my train of thought here. Yeah, it's a holiday weekend, tons of people. I try to get away from people. And my plan is to go up and ride southern Utah on the big bike, on the Tiger. And 4 a.m. yesterday morning, it refused to start. So whatever. Plan B. We're in the Coconino. Well, if you're looking for something super technical, single track or something like that, this video is probably not for you. This is going to be all 2-track forest roads, bumpy rock stuff. But it'll be somewhat scenic. One thing that's good about this ride is it takes you away from the populated centers of activity.
because most folks don't ride much more than a few miles from their camper or tent or camp or truck or whatever. That big old hill you see in front of us, that's Apache Made Mountain. It's a pretty cool fire lookout up there, but that's not our destination today. Rocky, rocky, rocky. Beautiful meadows. There's some gorgeous scenery along this route. Looks like Mom and Dad in a skirt. I'll try to be polite here. Everybody's going every which way. Go ahead. Personally, I wouldn't be taking my squirt down here. It's nothing big deal, but can get pretty tore up. And that youngster looked like he was not terribly experienced. Across a creek down here. Neutral wasn't the best choice of gear there. Got some mean looking clouds out ahead of us. One of the things you got to look out for when it's this busy up here is unsupervised shilling. They escape the wandering view of Mom and Dad and go out on the forest roads and think they're on the racetrack and don't pay attention. Saw the bad end of that many years ago. Young fella out on his ATV escaped the nursery school, Mom and Dad, proceeded to slam his forehead right into a 100 and some odd year old ponderosa pine. Did not end well for him in the least bit. more traffic here than on the interstate. Holy crud! No motor vehicles. Well, they must got tired down there. No motor vehicles. Crap. You okay? Well, I'm glad to get off that road. It was almost a fist fight. Someone thought they were the police and they're going to go after someone for speeding. I'm not sure if they used the radar method or counting telephone poles or what speed limit they were using, but they were pretty upset. This looks like it might work. Someone remind me to save this track. This will have to be the new way. All the trail closures. So today's destination, if you haven't heard already, is Mormon Lake Village. And don't expect a lake. Been up there before a few times on camera. It's a favorite destination of mine when I'm camping, and I haven't been camping up here in a few years. But today didn't have any other plans, so I did this. And Mormon Lake is a lake without a lake. I know they've gotten some water up here, so there may be something in it, but I'll explain when I get there. This trail, or this route, I should say, is the very first route I planned on Google Earth. And we had some folks I was riding with at the time had come up here and zigzagged and jumped on the Forest Highway or Lake Mary Road to get from one of our favorite camping spots to Mormon Lake. So I set it upon myself to put to the use the new to me found tool of Google Earth and put together a straight, fun, non-pavement, mostly non-forest road route to get to Mormon Lake, and opened up a whole new way of getting around for me, being able to apply some old GPS tracks to Google Earth and work out a route. And back then Google Earth wasn't as high def as it is now, so you kind of had to guess at what you were looking at, but it worked out and ended up being fun for dirt bike and UTVs and ATVs, and people of all descriptions. It's like diversity. Perfect. This is right where I wanted to end up. As I recall, this is like Detroit Rock City. So what we're riding through right now is Woods Canyon. So I did happen to find a little bit of rail bed. This is it. This was part of the railway that went up to Flag. And it looks like some of it's been reworked. Pull over here. So this was all railroad. I think it was narrow gauge. And if you look down here, this was a creek that ran under it, so they put fill in. And you see the corrugated metal of the modern spillway, or whatever you want to call it, drainage pipe. That's what they used to use. And it's all riveted. It's all iron. That's why it's lasted so long. It's all riveted together. And there's a big old one over there. That's what they took out from here, dragged it over there, because it must have been failing finally after 100 some odd years. But a little railroad history. Let's get back on the bike. Well, glad I was able to find that. Oh crap! Another dead end. Let's see if this will take us around it. Well, we're starting to get closer to Ormond Lake. Seeing more people, and this is the backside of the hill heading into Ormond Lake. We'll be heading down into Mormon Lake now. Right into a big, dark gray cloud. Wow. It's like off-road Woodstock. You guys don't see a lake? It's right there. Right beyond that little Conestoga wagon thing. Let's go investigate. Tis the little village of Mormon Lake. Little summertime cottages up here, and there's right up here there's a campground. "15-mile-an-hour speed limit." I don't blame them. Coming up here on the right is the famous and somewhat historic Mormon Lake Lodge. It was around since the turn of the century or so, burned down in '73, and then they rebuilt it. Kind of a neat little restaurant in there, place to get gas and t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. I go in and get lunch, but it's 1:30. I don't want to spoil my supper. Is this officially filtering? Let's go down and see if we can find the lake. Nope, can't get there from here. It's where they used to have the Overland Expo. That's all moved up to Flag now. Wow. Try going to this parking lot and not get killed. Yeah, there's not a good place to see the lake here. Dudes in the front of me are playing Eye of the Tiger. So out there's Mormon Lake, and she's dry as a bone right now. A lot of times in the spring, right after the thaw, it starts filling up and then it goes away. I've heard different theories, from just not as much rainfall to a fissure that opened up in the bedrock below the lake. But it was a pretty good sized lake. And we got some weather coming in all over. Well, I appreciate you watching. Please comment, subscribe, like and share. Adios.